Unresolved Problem segment tonight. As you may know, unemployment for black Americans stands at close to 14%. It's half that for white Americans, about 7%. Recently, the founder of the Black Entertainment Television Network said this.
This country would never tolerate white unemployment at 14 or 15%. No one would ever stay in office at 14 or 15% unemployment in this nation. But we've had that double unemployment for over 50 years.
And joining us now from Washington is Bob Johnson. So here's what I don't understand. 93% of African Americans voted for President Obama last November, even though black employment is so high. Why?
Yeah. Well, I think, first of all, African Americans have immense pride in President Obama as a president. They see it as a major accomplishment in this country in embracing an African American leader. And they're positive and hopeful, probably more than anything else, that his leadership will make their lives better.
All right, but it didn't turn out that way. I mean, he had 4 years to improve the black unemployment rate, and it's not improving. So you're saying that African-American community en masse is voting on hope. They hope it's going to get better, but it certainly hasn't gotten better.
Yeah, I would say, Bill, that African Americans have been living under this unemployment problem, this gap, for over 50 years if you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Well, I have them here. I have them here.
African American employment has been double that of white for over 50 years.
But let me give you the stat. Let me give you the stats.
Right.
In the year 2000, all right, when President Bush was elected for the first term, black unemployment was below 8%. It went up a little bit, and then it went down again in 2007 to about 8%. Now, under President Obama, that has risen from when the president took office, it was about 10%, and it's risen now to 14%. So there has been, as with everybody else, an ebb and a flow in black unemployment. Let me ask you this. I believe that the primary problem in the African American community is out of wedlock birth, 71%. And that drives poverty. It makes educating kids harder because they're not supervised if they don't have a dad in the home many times. Am I wrong on that?
Well, I think you're wrong in saying it's the primary driver of African American unemployment. I think it's one of the social factors that African Americans face. But to me, the principal drivers are the failure of corporate America to hire enough African Americans who are qualified, failure of African Americans to get access to capital to start small businesses, which are great engines for creating employment, and also a legacy of long-term institutionalized racism that has placed blacks in a situation where, for example, Bill, in the past 20 years, the wealth gap has increased by $70,000 among African Americans and whites, according to the Pew Research Center. In addition, African American median income is 1/10 of that of white Americans. And when you add all of the dislocations in the economy, not all of them caused in any way by the recession, but a big part of them, global competition and other things in terms of U.S. manufacturing and business, African Americans are usually the last hired and the first fired.
Do you really believe it's a skin color issue rather than a performance issue?
Bill, I've been convinced all my life. I've been in business all of my life. I've been quite successful, as you might know. But I will tell you this. There are thousands, millions of African Americans who have the talent, the work ethic, the integrity, the ingenuity to be successful in jobs or in business. But you have to admit that any time you have a situation for 50 years, dating back to the Civil Rights Movement, when African Americans were making huge gains in fair employment and housing and legislation was enacted, we spent more money on education than at any time in African American history. There's something here more than just the failure of the family or the failure of an individual African American to pursue a job. It has to do with the fact that this question of race discrimination still lingers on.
I mean, you're laying it on a skin color, and I mean, I can't say yes or no, but I can tell you this. You and I are kind of contemporaries, all right? We started out in the media about the same time. Every corporation that I've worked for in the past 37 years has actively recruited African Americans. They want them. all right, qualified African Americans. They're looking for them. Now, I don't know whether I don't work in the other industries. I don't know whether there's institutional racism in the oil industry or the banking industry. I don't know. So I really can't make any definitive statement about it. But it's interesting, your point of view, and that's why we wanted to have you on tonight. And thanks for coming in, Bob. We appreciate it.
Delighted, Bill.